MMTs, here we are. We're in the last hour of trading. What we're doing is we're visiting Priceline 3-minute chart here in that opening bell. Is that across the board we had huge breakouts just like that, meaning that when we came down, we hit the bottom.
Delta line
Once we hit that bottom, we leveraged up in our platform.
Alert AMZN
that means that we had put in the low ratio low, and when it turned,
AMZN below Delta
it went straight up in value, and it was confirmed
Alert
with
AAPL
this
intraday
move right
percent
here
at above
and how that strength in the price action
75.00.
was building.
Alert twin intra.
The price action had built and consolidated as we said it would. Identifying the consolidation in the price action strength, actually understanding that when you go through a period of time, what the confirmation is to the higher breakout, to the teeny expansion in your system MMT. In pre-market analysis on 8/3 of 2011, you were given the trade management prior to the opening bell and as to what the trading day would be. What to look for, how the price action volatility would increase to levels that the public are not used to. And that there is a lot of high frequency volume that are done by high computing machines. A lot of people don't understand that, but it's really true, and it's always verified in the SMF application as to how breakouts will occur. And that consolidations are an important area. This is on priceline.com. The volatility increased. It's how to get that bottom up trade. Okay, so that short went straight down. Once everything stopped, once the trend ratio low was put in here in the gauge, and once the trend ratio high was put in, that doesn't change, that was 0.33, and right now you're at 0.1. That's how these turns take place. Once that stops going down and starts to turn in a direction, it's irrelevant. You don't need to focus on the price. This here will tell you what that price is, and you simply buy it. As far as taking the directional strength and understanding, the higher you go and consolidate in price action, there's a lot of strength in the intraday movement from the entry lows. And how does that strength build? This strength here builds and confirms that in a rectangular type consolidation in the platform, either you're breaking higher or you break down and go short. There is no in between. Once it signals itself, then it tells you that the buyers are in control and running and racing to the top. The sellers are not in control at this point in the game because you're consolidating up here higher teeny area in your platform before, and we're still strong. But the moral to the story, MMTs, is how do I validate the strength of this original breakout? And so that I know not to sell out too quick. Because if everything is working, and we all know that it does over here, that it's $1.36 per teeny line. And that you had 5.21 teenies, and that's $7.07 to the good. But on the bottom end of that 0.78 ratio, you were down 12.5 teenies or so, minus $17.01. That's exactly where breakouts happen. And the next 4 or 5 series of stocks that we trade, we will go over them. You will see the similarity in the pattern on a long day from market oversold conditions. We were oversold in markets. So therefore, Priceline did this breakout, and that buying that negative 0.78 was the place to be. That was here because it didn't want to go any lower, and you were buying $17 wholesale at a lower market, and the price action volatility is extremely high on August 3rd, and it was even more progressed than the last week or for the whole year. So people do not know how these transactions are going to take place. And they take place in this format where once all them sellers were out and that short was down right on that opening bell, bam, then off you went. What a nice move. Then you got up in here and you consolidated it, meaning that this price was holding with breakouts. It was holding the teeny line. It wouldn't close below it. This half bar was holding right here. This was a major half bar. That's that 9 bar that took it down to the bottom. And that was part of that strength in price action here. And as you identify the rules and regulations about price action, you will understand how you make higher highs. Priceline.com.